爸，为什么你把对走的？
我不走，
你走！
我不走。
妈妈，让我带这个。
我不走。
An old man kindly took in an abandoned baby, but now his adopted daughter has grown up and repaid kindness with betrayal, throwing her elderly adoptive father into a pigsty to fend for himself. Many years later, the adoptive father received 1.4 million yuan in demolition compensation, and the adopted daughter rushed back overnight to demand half. After being refused, she directly sued her adoptive father in court. The old man is named Huang Tiangue, and he is 70 years old this year. Who could have imagined that this honest and kind farmer, who had been decent his whole life, would end up being taken to court by the daughter he raised with his own hands? Let us turn back the clock several decades. Back then, Huang Tiangue's family was so poor they had nothing to their name. His father had died early, and his mother was frail. They barely got by farming a few thin plots of land. The villagers all shook their heads and sighed, saying this family had a bitter fate. Huang Tiangue reached marriage age, but because he was too poor, no one was willing to marry him. One day, he and his mother were working in the fields. Under the scorching sun, they heard a baby crying. The mother and son followed the sound and found a baby lying in a pile of grass, its face covered in mud, crying heartbrokenly, and no one came to claim the child no matter what. His mother's heart softened, saying this was fate sent by heaven, so they carried the baby home. They named the child Huang Jianqiong. From that day on, this poor home gained one more piece of filial devotion. To let the child live a better life, Huang Tiangue worked desperately, and he would not slack off even in wind and sun. Even if he could not bear to eat a single bite of meat himself, he still saved money to support his daughter's schooling. Before his mother passed away, she smiled and said that seeing her granddaughter succeed was her greatest comfort. That night, Huang Tiangue swore that he would give his daughter a good life. But he never expected fate to play such a cruel joke. After the daughter graduated from university, she went to the city. At first, she would still call and send some money, but as time went on, contact became less and less. Later, she got married and had a child, and she did not even inform the family. On the day grandma died, she only made a phone call, saying she was too busy to come. At that moment, Huang Tiangue's heart turned completely cold. A few years later, the old house was going to be demolished, and Huang Tiangue received 1.4 million yuan in compensation. To him, it was an astronomical figure he would never have dared to imagine in his entire life. He thought suffering had finally ended and good days were coming, but instead, the nightmare began. The daughter, who had not been in contact for many years, suddenly called. The moment she opened her mouth, she demanded half of the demolition money. At that moment, Huang Tiangue froze, and decades of nurturing kindness were lightly erased by her single sentence. The old man could not sleep all night, his mind full of his daughter's smiling face from childhood. But the next day, he received a court summons, and the plaintiff was exactly the daughter he had raised with his own hands. It turned out that when signing the demolition agreement back then, Huang Tiangue feared his daughter would have no security in the future, so he deliberately wrote her name on it. He never expected that this kindness would become the evidence she used to sue her father.
你10多年一直把我
十几年了也是。
正常的心，这个灾难们多，没得那个去告哪儿啊？要告上法庭。不要良心，还要。
On the day of the hearing, the old man sat in the defendant's seat, looking worn out. Facing the daughter he had not seen for years, he could not say a single word. The judge asked Huang Jianqiong why she had not come home for so many years, and she only replied coldly that she was busy with work. At that moment, even the people observing felt chilled. In the end, under the judge's mediation, the adopted daughter said through tears that she regretted being immature back then, that she was willing to compensate her father, and that she also wanted to take him to the city to live. The old man fell silent for a long time, said nothing, and finally nodded. He took out 500,000 yuan and handed it to his daughter. At that moment, tears blurred his eyes, and perhaps this was the last time he would ever worry about her.
Some people say that blood ties are not what makes family, companionship is. But when money appears, human nature is often magnified. A man spent more than 30 years raising an abandoned baby into an adult. Yet when he grew old, what he received was a court summons from his daughter. This dispute may have ended, but the wound left in the old man's heart may never truly heal for the rest of his life. So if it were you, facing something like this, what would you choose? Would you give her the money? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments, and we will see you next time.